Paul's godly example. A pastor is not only a preacher, but he's also an example. Look at verse 9. 1 Thessalonians 2:9. For you remember, brothers, our labor and toil. We worked night and day, that we might not be a burden to any of you while we proclaim to you the gospel of God. In other words, when Paul was in Thessalonica, he was working, making tents, because he didn't want to be a burden to the church. He didn't want to take money from the people in the church. And so Paul preached during the day, and during the other free time, he made tents and worked the job because he didn't want to be a burden to the church, giving them an example of working hard and not being a burden on other people. Paul didn't just tell them, look, don't be a burden on people, go to work. He did it himself. This is how a man is supposed to live, by working with his hands and taking responsibility for his needs and for the needs of his family. But what else? For you remember, brothers, our labor and toil, we work night and day, that we might not be a burden to any of you while we proclaim to you the gospel of God. You are witnesses, and God also, how holy and righteous and blameless was our conduct towards you who believe. In other words, you are witnesses. You yourselves saw that we were blameless among you, that we were holy, that we were righteous. The pastor can't call other people to obedience if he's not obedient. A pastor has to be an example to the flock. If the pastor can't be an example of what it means to submit to God and live a life of repentance and obedience and worship and faithfulness, he can't call other peoples to it.